This is TWiT.
Okay, Willie Scott, he says, he has some feedback and advice about the operation of the iCloud keychain, and I bet you he knows what's going on, or at least gave us enough of a clue. He said, "Hi, Steve. In regards to your discussion of passkeys on last week's show, the part about the author's partner losing her iCloud keychain passwords intrigued me. After the last pass hack, I decided to switch to using iCloud keychain for my passwords because I'm in the Apple ecosystem and wanted to start using passkeys instead of passwords wherever possible. I'm writing to mention that I, too, have had passwords and two-factor authentication codes wiped from my iCloud keychain.
Oy.
Although my keychain, exactly. Although my keychain has never been fully wiped like the poor partner's keychain did. As near as I can tell, I believe I know the culprit of why it may be wiping credentials from iCloud keychain and wanted to pass this along to anyone who might still be using iCloud keychain to store their passwords, or who knows, somebody who may. When I started changing all my passwords and adding accounts into iCloud keychain, I noticed that an old Amazon password that I don't use anymore was already stored in there, probably from when the Amazon app asked, "Do you want me to remember your password?" It was an old password that I don't use anymore, so I deleted it. However, a couple of days later, I noticed that even though I deleted that password, or so I thought, it had somehow reappeared in my iCloud keychain. Not only that, but I also noticed that one or two accounts that I had recently added to the keychain were missing, and this process repeated itself a few more times. So that's when I started investigating. While digging through the settings, I went through my Apple ID account settings, and that's when I realized that my old iPhone 6S Plus, which was running an old version of iOS 14 to be exact, was still signed into my iCloud account and had iCloud keychain turned on. I removed that old iPhone from my iCloud account, and ever since I did that, no passwords have been wiped. If you're in an Apple ecosystem, it's always a good idea to keep your devices up to date, but it might also be a good idea to do some spring cleaning and remove old Apple devices from your iCloud that you don't use anymore. Having said all that, I sadly was agreeing with a lot of the points you were making about passkeys, and I think I've decided that I will probably switch over to Bitwarden once passkeys become officially supported in Bitwarden using, and he says, https://bitwarden.com/twit.
Thank you.
Of course.
That's our special sponsor link, yeah.
Which I think we're about to talk about.
Yes, we are, actually.
Thank you for a great show. I look forward to it each week. I'm also a proud SpinRite owner and can't wait to start using 6.1 on my SSDs and a troubled hard drive. So, this mysterious iCloud credential removal has all the feel of something Apple would be deliberately doing out of their typical abundance of caution. I'll bet there's a security model behind it. For example, while an older iPhone is also signed into an account's iCloud keychain, Apple might be deliberately limiting what they're willing to save into that shared keychain, while an older and presumably lower security device also shares access. In other words, it's a feature, not a bug.
I guess it could be that. I don't like that kind of unexplained behavior, however.
It sounds like Apple, though, to like say, "Oh, we're not going to let you hurt yourself. We're going to delete your, the keys you've just saved because otherwise one of your insecure devices might get them."
Ay.
Yeah.
I'll make sure to. You always should remove old devices. That's maybe why I've never run into this. I always remove the old devices. So,
Yep.
very
I
interesting.
do happen to have an iPhone 6 right here.
Wow,
And,
look at that.
Doesn't work anymore.
Look at that home button and think fondly on it, because Apple has, as of today, discontinued all the devices that had home buttons. The last one you could buy was the iPad base model, and that's now been superseded. So the home button is officially a thing of the past, as is the headphone jack, I think.
Is
with
it all facial recognition?
Yeah. It's all Face ID now. Hey, it's Leo Laporte. I hope you've enjoyed this little snippet from Security Now. If you want the whole show, you can get it at our website, twit.tv/SN. Of course, you can subscribe to Security Now on your favorite podcast, or just click one of the links below.